Clement's Homebrew.
Coming at ya. Yeah. What do we got, Dad? What do we got?
We've got another fun beer, of course.
Of course.
But this is the Enjoy by Stone. And this isn't the first time that they've done this. You'll notice this is the 2/15/13. So you want to enjoy this by February 15th of 2013. And today's date is January 30th of 2013.
Cutting close. We are cutting it close.
Got 16, 17
I was
days.
looking for it myself, and it just sold out. Like, people saw this, and they...
Yeah, actually, yeah, it did go, and they have been going, and which is surprising, because this is the fourth time around. They did other brews, right, Christian?
Yeah, they did one on 9/21 of 12. They did one on 11/9 of 12, and then they did one for 12/21/12. Those are the dates to be drank by, obviously.
And I really meant to get the 12/21, but the holidays and all these things going on, I didn't do it. We should mention, though, this is an Imperial IPA.
Yes, it is.
And it boasts 9.4% ABV.
It does.
So we plan on feeling good after this beer review.
And I'll probably go to sleep for the night.
We're gonna get this open, and then we'll share what we got.
Ah, here it is.
Okay. Hey, that's got some nice color on that, wouldn't you say?
It does.
Is that a really beautiful amber orange type color? You know, the thing is, we didn't really pour gently, so we were surprised that we didn't get a larger white head on that.
Yeah, it really doesn't have that much head. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm shaking it pretty vigorously.
I get a little bit of lacing off of it,
Yeah.
but we'll see as we get to drinking on it.
Oh, well, almost smells like
Bazoomba! Bazam! Yeah, that jumped out right away.
Were you going for Bazinga?
Bazinga!
Bazinga!
Yeah, there's some good scent on that.
Personally, this smells like a pale ale.
Really, not for me. There's a lot of good hop resin coming off this. I'm also getting some sweetness though too. So
well, it kind of reminds me of like Lompac's C-note, you know.
A little bit. This what I'm getting like a bitter. I get a mix. I get some bitter bite off of it.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting, is bitter bite.
Yeah, but I'm also getting some sweet stuff. So I get a hint of tropical on it as well.
I get a lot of lemon out of this.
It's I'm leaning towards like a bitter grapefruit because there's like a bite scent to it, a bitter grapefruit.
But yeah, this, for me, it smells like a pale ale.
Yeah. But I get a hint of some tropical fruit on it as well. A little bit of pine on that also.
Yeah.
And this is more of like a pine needles, I want to describe it as. You know, some fresh pine needles if you pull them right off of a pine tree. I'm going to think they're a little lighter malts.
Yeah, it's lighter malts. Lighter color. And you don't really get like a nice flavor out of it.
No, there's some sweetness, so it's perceived. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well,
okay,
let's take a taste-a-roo. Did not smell that much malt character in there.
There is more malt than there was in the nose, but most of those. Oh, I'm getting some nice resin on the backside.
That's
there, by
good
the way.
resin on the back.
That's some great resin
That's
on the
tasty.
backside.
You really get some sweet malt character in this. They did a really good job at having a nice base malt character, but it also has like in a character of a nice like pale ale or a regular IPA, where you get that constant bitterness that goes all the way to the end and then just kind of sits in there. That's the resin taste you're talking about.
And see, this is where we're going to disagree.
Really?
Because for me, I get that hot bitterness. I don't want to say hot bite, but hot bitterness at the beginning. And in the middle of the drink, it's like everything tones down. The sweetness is light and sweet. It's there. And then at the end of the drink, now all of a sudden I pick up on all these additional flavors and bitterness again for me. They've done a good job with the layering of the hops so that you're getting these other flavors. You've got some nice piney taste. good carbonation, obviously. It really masks that it's a 9.4%
It really does. You don't really notice how high of alcohol it is because it's...
No clue.
It's bitter. You get the sweetness. I get what you're saying. Bitter, sweet, and then bitter at the end. You don't really get hints of alcohol. I'm really impressed with how well it's very sessionable in the fact that it's light on the palate. It's not very heavy, which I really like that.
Yeah.
I'd almost get a mandarin in there.
Yeah.
Like a clementine or something. Like it's
a tangerine or mandarin orange.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just a hint of it. Yeah.
And it's only for a really brief second because you get the bitter and the carbonation, then go back to the sweetness. And it gives so much bold character, and then bam, it's back to bitter. Yeah,
the pine flavors, which are really bright, by the way. I want to say these are really bright pine. You know, some resin, but it's just like such a fresh. I grew up backpacking. It's just like and I've chewed on pine needles, and I tell you, it's like that bright pine.
He's made me chew on pine needles.
Yeah, that whole Yule Gibbons thing from my era. But let me tell you, it's there and it's in it. Very bright flavors.
I can see that. Yeah.
But you do get some tropical flavors. Christian mentioned the mango. Maybe the slightest hint of like a pineapple in that. It's a really appreciable beer. I have to say.
I'm enjoying it. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
For an Imperial IPA, I will just shoot that out there. I think quality-wise, hop-wise, you're getting the malty background, what it goes for. I'd give it 91. I really like it. I think they did a good job.
Really?
It's in the excellent range for me. I thought they really hit the nose on like unique wise for an Imperial IPA.
See, and that's where I'm so surprised on our differences. I think this is just really fantastic. I'm giving it a 95 based on Imperial IPAs.
It's hard after one of the Imperial IPAs I had.
He had an amazing Imperial IPA the other day. He might not be fair.
I'm just going off of rankings and where I would rank a lot of my IPAs, and this one's in the back burner. And so on that note, for my overall, I'm going to keep it at a 91 because I think it's such a good beer. I would drink this over and over if they, kept making it because it's a really unique, good beer.
I think we're all often very tough here at Clements Homebrew. But
tough.
I think we are.
I gave it a 91.
I gave it a 95. So again, we don't agree on everything, and overall, for me, this is going to be a very different thing. I'm enjoying this. This wouldn't be sessionable for sure. So for me, on a personal basis, I still think it's stellar. So I dropped down to a 90 on my overall. So I'm going to give a little shout out, which I don't want to do normally on a beer review, but DJ, you know who you are. I don't know when it's bottled. It might be on there, but you know when you need to drink it by. So the thing is that I love this concept. Enjoy by.
Yeah.
It's not an expiration date. Enjoy by if you want to enjoy it when it's fresh and when it's good. And I think the concept of stellar, I think, has made a very popular beer. From Clements Homebrew, life's too short
to drink cheap beer.
And we'll see you
on the next beer review.